Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about why alt text is important, especially for your e-commerce site. But I also want to show you where it goes specifically if you're running a website on Squarespace. So let's take a look here. So right now we're in the back end of my jewelry website. These are all of my listings under Shop the Collection. That's what this navigation part goes to. And this is what it looks like on the back end of my Squarespace site. So yours might look a little bit different, but for the most part, the products are all the same with all of the same features. So if I double click, I'm just going to double click on this. There's some other ways that you can open it, but that's my preferred way. And you'll see we're going to come in and look at all of the details that I've put in for this one listing. So up here, we've got the product name. So this is Pebbles, tiny gold stud earrings, 14 karat gold. I've got a fuller description, which has some of the dimensions, where it's made, what kind of gold it's made out of, and a little bit of information about how they are limited quantities. And then if I scroll all the way down, I've got my different variations. I've got what sections and categories they're in, and I've got some of the SEO and URL information in here as well. But for now, since we're talking about alt text, I'm going to come up and show you where it goes. But before I do that, here's why it matters. Alt text is a description, sorry, of an image that's on your website. For the most part, if you are selling products on any kind of an e-commerce platform, alt text is really, really important and in some cases required. So you'll want to do a little bit of your own homework, of course, but for the most part, if it's just a background image that's just decorative, you don't necessarily have to have alt text. But if you are selling a product, the product images do need a description on the image itself, and that's what alt text is. So if I come over to one of these images, you can see if I hover over it, I've got a few different options. It allows me to set as thumbnail, which is what I've already done here to make this a featured image. I could trash it, which I don't want to do right now. This little circle here, oops, sorry. This little circle here allows me to move around the focal point. But it's these three dots here where we want to come over and tap that and where it says edit metadata. So this is where Squarespace doesn't really direct you exactly to where you need to go to put in the alt text because metadata is a little bit different. But if I tap this, it comes up with a description that says alt text. Adding alt text to images is a great way to give your site an SEO boost and make it more accessible. So, just a little back note here because alt text is for people who have low vision or no vision, who are using a screen reader to navigate the web. I actually would argue that alt text is the most important to make your website more accessible. And the more accessible a website is, the more people who can shop with you. So, who doesn't want to be able to access more customers, right? So, this is why alt text is important. The other way that it helps you, though, is it does actually help a little bit with an SEO boost. It helps by making it easier for people to do an image search because it's partly pulling from the alt text. But for the most part, what you want is a short description of what's in the photo that's accurate, that gives them a good understanding of what's in the photo. So here I've said tiny gold textured studs in solid 14 karat gold shown. Let's see what the rest of it says, shown on a white background. Now, I could probably take this one step farther and call these stud earrings. Let's go ahead and put that in there. For a number of reasons. First of all, stud earrings is a better keyword search than just studs. Studs can have multiple meanings for construction and such, but stud earrings is a very specific keyword, and it also, gives a better description of the image itself. And whenever you're writing for alt text, that's your number one goal is to make sure that you've given an accurate description to what is in the photograph. So then I'm going to hit apply and I'm going to hit save. And it's going to save my product, and that's it. Now, you might be asking yourself right now, do you have to do this for every product on your site and for every image on every product on your site? And the answer is yes. And it really is of benefit to you to put in the time to do this. It can feel really repetitive. One of my hints is that you write the description for the first image, and if the future images are similar enough, you can change some of the verbiage to just refer to the background, right? Like I could say, gold textured stud earrings on a white background, gold textured stud earrings on a green background, gold textured stud earrings shown on my ear. So there is a little bit of copying and pasting that I do. I want to be able to still have those alt text, still have that alt text be descriptive without being 100% repetitive. So you can't just use the same alt text for every image, especially if you're describing something different. So this is how you do this on Squarespace. Wix and Shopify and WordPress all have their own places that they go. I wanted to show you though how Squarespace works specifically because it doesn't give you a really great specific place to that shows you like, yes, this is where you put alt text because it says enter the metadata. And I wanted to show you that that is what they mean by alt text, and that's where that goes. If you have any questions, the comments are open. Please drop your comments in there. I would love to know what questions you have, and I hope you found this helpful. Thanks so much. So, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to drop a tip in the tip jar. I don't make any money off of ads on YouTube, so any money that you pay goes directly to me, and it is much appreciated. If you have any questions, remember to drop them in the comments below. I do respond. Thank you so much.